Bonjour, my baguettes! So, we have the news that the new update is scheduled to be released next week, as confirmed on the forums by Razvan. And today we are actually going to go through the Q&A section that Razvan and Andras have basically posted for us, because it gives us quite a lot of insight into some of the things that we didn't get in the initial patch notes. So, first of all, we have Razvan here saying, with a bit of delay here, go with a new round of answers. So, this one here, lower level players need a speed boost to be able to catch up faster. And, a lot of people have been saying that to me, that, with all of these bonuses that higher level players are going to get, aren't lower level people actually going to suffer quite a lot and just get even further behind? And Razvan's answer to this was, we have increased the number of farms, cut the timer on the candied pears, and increased habitat gold capacity on the newly added habitat levels, precisely because we want to give players a speed boost. So, they are putting in some sort of things to help low level players. I'm not sure if that's actually going to do it, but I guess we'll find out when the update comes out. And then, apparently support for Windows Phone 8.1 and Windows 8.1 is going to be ending soon. And they actually say, we recommend for those of you who are on 8.1 to upgrade to Windows 10. I think that's a little bit unreasonable to say, hey, can you upgrade your entire PC just to play DML? But I mean, apparently, you're not going to be able to play the game on 8.1 anymore, so if you do want to keep playing DML, that's actually a really, really important thing that you need to pay attention to. So, will my device be able to handle the new update? Because, bugs and size issues and stuff like that. They're saying if it works on the game now, it will be able to handle the game after the update. Cool, that's nice. And then, again, when precisely is the update releasing? And the answer was, the update is scheduled to release next week on all platforms. We are trying to release all three of them simultaneously, but given past problems, we cannot make any promises other than that we're doing our best to make this happen. So, like I said, it is scheduled to be released next week. So, they said a few weeks' time, but it was actually like a week and a half, so that's a lot sooner than I was expecting. But I guess we will see if we can get a simultaneous release for, literally the first time ever. Was the chat fixed? They have been trying to fix the chat as much as possible. We'll see how that works when the update comes out. Does the update change level multiplayers as well? The answer is no, it does not. So that's actually kind of interesting. Will the new island first drop in prizes again like Glacios did? No, it will not. Okay, that's cool. I don't really care too much, to be honest. And can divine trinkets also drop as fair, or only average and up? Only from average and up. I think that's just because you don't really need the lower grade divine materials, to be honest. And will the daily rewards get updated with dragon milestones beyond Sage? No. Will other collections in the codex also get updated, or are the new collections the only changes? The new collections are the only new changes. That's whatever. We got 4 new ones, and we know that there's no new breedables coming out either, so that's whatever. So will the event brackets for 70 to 150 change? This is something that I've actually been interested in and wanted to see happen for a long time. And they said, we confirmed that this is on our to-do list, but it didn't make it in time for the update. So I guess that means no. So how do prices for the Enchantment League work? The price progression changes. The 5th enchantment star is cheaper than the 4th. I like that. Because, when we were going, oh my god, enchantment, level 8, that's insane. But if the 5th star is cheaper than the 4th enchantment star, that's basically just giving a boost to players that can enchant their ceremony dragons. And we love our godly ceremony dragons, so, power to all of those people that will immediately 8-star it as soon as they can. So, Dark Ritual effect clarifications. If the target has multiple positive effects, it steals the first one applied to the target. And steals means the effect is removed from the target and applied to the caster. It lasts for however many turns it had remaining on the target, but not more than 2 turns. So that's another thing I'm really happy that we got clarified for us. So if you steal someone's effect, you do gain the amount of turns that it was going to last as well. So that does make Dark Ritual even more tempting, especially to try out on a team against, divines and such. So, how many fights are there exactly on each difficulty of the new campaign map? The new campaign map has 90 main fights on each difficulty. That's a lot of fights, and a lot of fights that we cannot do using our friends' dragons as well. So that should keep us going for a good while. And does the new campaign map have divine dragons as rewards? No! The new campaign map rewards are not divine dragons. So, our hopes and prayers that we were going to get the Apollo dragon are dead. Absolutely dead. The Apollo dragon is not coming as a reward for the new map. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. And are the new dragon rewards available only in the lower tiers or even in the Elite League? Each Arena League has new parts dragons as a reward. So, the rewards for reaching the 3rd milestone in Arena event are dragon part boxes, which contain parts only of the new dragons. The higher league boxes contain dragons from all previous leagues. Okay, I'm already confused by this. No worry having to drop leagues. The higher you are, the better the payouts. I'm certainly interested about getting dragon boxes, air quotes, out of the arena, but I'm not sure how it's actually going to play out in actuality. So is the Elite League a new type of gameplay? The Elite League does not hold a new style of combat. It's the same as all the previous leagues. I assume that anyway. If I reach the Elite League without getting one of the cycling dragons in D1, like Warlord, can I still get it? The answer is yes, the dragons will be added to the Elite League of the next couple of updates as a secondary reward. So that's good. At least they're not gone forever. So if you do want the Warlord, you can still get it. So, what happens when a player gets in the top 75 spots in Dragon Scale League 1 but doesn't have 3 dragons at level 80? They will stay in D1. Will players be able to choose if they want to be promoted to the Elite League or not? No, they won't. How many dragons can you ascend at a time? Just 1 dragon. Will there be a hatchery upgrade? No. And will the new habitat levels look different? No. The habitats maintain their current looks, but they will be able to squeeze in more dragons. So they basically said that the habitats will look exactly the same as they do now. They will be more, they will have a higher gold capacity, but we're gonna fit 6 of them in here. And even now, when you've got 3 dragons in 1 habitat, it looks very, very cozy, if you get what I mean, right? Look, they're all very jam-packed in, but are we seriously gonna fit in 6 dragons? Are they all gonna get, miniature-sized? Ray gun, pew-pew, miniature sizes so that they can all fit in or something? I don't know, maybe it's like a Pokeball, you know, how they, get into the ball and then they, disappear and turn tiny? Maybe that's the same thing that's going to go on here. I have no idea. But those are the first, or technically second, set of Q&A questions. But I'm sad that we're not going to get the Apollo dragon. Seriously, we've been waiting so long for him to come out, and we don't have him. It's getting depressing at this point. Seriously depressing. But, like I said, that was the first set of Q&A questions that I'm going to go through. Technically the second lot that they posted, but Andras did also answer a first lot on the 21st as well, which I do want to go through as well, because there is some info in here that is quite important to know still. So I know it's a lot of reading, it's a lot of patch notes recently, but it will help us get more of a grasp on the situation. So, like I said, habitats can hold up to 6 dragons. Will the coin cap also be increased for each higher level habitat? So, housing your dragons has been a problem, and we aim to solve this issue by increasing the maximum number of dragons habitats can hold. The gold capacity increases as well. We'll reveal this information in advance of releasing the new update. So, if the new update's coming out sometime next week, probably at the end, I imagine we'll get more info about that very soon. So, I'm guessing that the element materials required for upgrading the habitats will be the relevant element, i.e. void for void, light for light, and so on. Is that correct? That is correct. For upgrading a habitat, you need that particular element, which means that I am going to have a really easy time of upgrading all of my void habitats, because I have 2 billion void materials. Very nice. So, does the size occupied by level 7, 8, and 9 habitats change? Although enchanted habitats can house more dragons, their size is not increased. A level 7, 8, or 9 habitat occupies the same amount of space on the Tycoon map as a level 6 habitat. So again, the exact same size as what we have now, but there will be 6 dragons in it. This seems like it's going to be so much on the screen at once. Like, imagine if someone just kept breeding 7 billion Stardust dragons and putting them all in, like, habitats, and then he'd have, like, 700 of them. That would be a horrific sight to my eyes. I'm sorry. I don't like the thought of that. Ugh. So, the new campaign island. So the Divine Campaign map is not more difficult than the Heroic map or anything, or is it a rebranded map from the start? The new Divine Campaign map continues the difficulty from where the previous is and left off. So it will be like level 80 plus, I am assuming. That's a lot of fights between level 80 and level 116, technically. So just asking, but is the prize for one of the modes of the Divine Campaign map the Apollo Dragon? The Apollo Dragon is not one of the rewards on the Divine Campaign map. Again, I'm gonna cry the more times I read that. And then hiring friends as part of the game and taking it off the table for the new islands doesn't make sense. Their response to that was, the reply sums it up, I think not hiring is a good change because it effectively removed the challenge of completing the map, meaning you don't need to work on your own team, you can still get to mini, so you can get a lot of food by hiring. So they're not going to change anything about how the game is currently, it's just they're saying, you know, we don't want you hiring level 116 Hathor dragons to finish the campaign map for you instantly. We actually want you to have to do it yourself this time, and to be honest, even though it does slow down progression, I think that's how it should have been from the get-go if we were talking about all fairness. So I think it makes sense. So this is more on the Enchantment League. Does focus attack increase attack in addition to health or only attack? It increases only the attack. Because if you remember, they swapped that instead of getting plus 50% health, you now get plus 50% attack, which I think is better for Shadow and Plant Dragons, funnily enough. And other new dragon rewards available only in the lower tiers or even in the Elite League. The higher leagues hold the rewards from all of the previous leagues. So you get everything in the higher leagues, basically. So increased maximum level for dragons and food income tweaks. Will there be new player levels added besides the dragon levels? Not in this update. Temples. Will it be necessary to upgrade them to reach 100 level of a dragon? You will not need to upgrade temples in order to get a dragon to level 100. So does that literally mean that the temples at their current level, that's how they're going to stay? So like level 5, is that all that we'll need? So level 45 plus dragons is all that we will have to get to? Please, I beg, please confirm that it is at level 45s only. Because I do not ever want to have to go past that point. Please, don't suddenly change your mind and then go, oh yeah, you have to level them to level 60 now, otherwise someone will die. If I am getting this right now, the highest level dragon is an effective 108 star or 116 level dragon. Yes, that is correct. So like I said, a level 116 Hathor dragon is going to be coming at you in the Enchantment League, and what are you going to do? You're going to die. That's what's going to happen. So, do you plan to reduce the cost of fusing divine materials? Currently, we are not planning to reduce the cost of fusing divine materials, but allowing higher rarity divine materials to drop from the chests, we hope to speed up the process for divines. We will be keeping an eye on this, and if we see that the speed is not aligned with our intention, we will be doing further balance adjustments. I hope that is to our benefit, and not to their benefit. Will the epic potion for displaying the best defender disappear after the best defender gets displayed in the preview of the player to attack? The epic potion disappears from the rewards, and the ones players have in their inventory are replaced by reveal all potions. So, do the new enchanted breedings also require a breeding den upgrade, or will they be added to the existing levels. Also, are these 4 new dragons all legendaries? All 4 new dragons are legendaries, and there will be no breeding den upgrade required. They are just added to the existing levels. That's sort of a good thing, but again, since we need a level 90 set of dragons to breed one of them, I'm still terrified, but I am glad that we don't need to upgrade it, and, you know, they're just there by default. And then, can Dark Ritual steal Dazzling Aura? Yes, it can. Breeding tokens. Do the breeding tokens mean that you need to use them in order to get weekly and monthly dragons? No, breeding tokens are not necessary for weekly and monthly breedings. Breeding tokens make other dragons breedable for a period of time. And then there is just a bunch of stuff about clan. The Enchantress Dragon isn't being replaced anytime soon. Profanity filtering can be turned off. Isn't this going to allow people to swear in the clan? Filtering has to be turned off on both ends to see any profane words. I think that is a good thing for parents to know, that if it's turned on your device, profane words are filtered out of the game still. So you can basically still monitor the game for your children, but the clan can choose to turn it off for the sake of their chat not becoming unusable, which I think is really good. And does the update also introduce new normal breedable dragons? No, it does not, is the answer. And when precisely is it releasing? Like they said, next week. So, we did learn quite a lot in that, and again, it's a lot to digest, I get that. It's a lot to digest for me as well. But essentially, I think some of the main things to remember is that we are getting higher grade materials out of the Enchantment League, so we will be able to hopefully get Divines quicker. The update is coming next week. The Apollo is not coming. The Arena is going to give us all of the old dragons plus new ones in this new Super Elite League. And, you know, I want to see how Candied pairs, if they're even useful now, because including with the new 3 farms that we're getting, if those new farms are super OP, then we may not have to log in every hour to do spring cherries anymore. Like, I hope that instead of it being like every hour, it's like a food that's about every 3 hours, or every 4 hours or something, but does more than spring cherries does. Because I get that they made it that, you know, you have to log in frequently, so then you're rewarded for, you know, logging in consistently. But at this point, you know, we're going to be getting higher grade farms now, so they really should just be a flat upgrade, because we've been stuck with the current farms for such a long time. So I really am hoping to see just a direct upgrade to some of the old stuff that we've had. Whether that's going to happen or not, I guess, will be left to be seen. But, you know, I just want to see the Apollo Dragon. That's all I'm looking for right now. Just tell me how it's going to be released. Like, if it's not coming in this new update, which is called the Divine Campaign Map, when is it coming? And plus, 90 new fights to do in normal and heroic mode is quite a lot. I'm not sure exactly how it compares to, you know, old editions in the past upgrades, or updates, I should say, because I've never really counted how many fights we've had to do, but I am happy that we're at least getting, even if we're not getting new breedable dragons, at least we are getting new campaign stuff. And again, hopefully we at least get a lot of food, a lot of resources out of doing that, so that we can get a level 100 as fast as possible. Because I do want to try out the Elite League ASAP, and I mean we can already get into it because we have 3 level 80s, but we're going to need a level 100, and we're probably going to have to use a lot of Dragon Fury Essence, Clan Dragon Powers, and pray to God that Andy can still one-shot everything. Because if he can't, we're going to have to make some severe alterations to the team. And I don't like the thought of that. I don't like the thought of that. But, you know, the game is changing, and instead of just sitting back and moaning, because, you know, we've had the same thing going on for years now. It's finally time that maybe the meta will change slightly. I don't think it will very much, and I still think Plant and Shadow are way too overpowered. But I don't think you can really change that, because as long as you will always attack first, that's always going to be the case. Because if you can always attack first, you're always guaranteed to get Shadow down, which means you're always guaranteed to get a second tick of damage, and potentially stop them from using abilities before they can even attack. So, I don't think there's ever really a way to balance it, as long as you're always the first attack. But I guess that's a good thing, in a sense, because then you're, like, guaranteed that, you know, you're probably going to have the advantage. Unless they change it, and then suddenly it's like a 50-50 as to whether you start first or not, but I don't know. At that point, I think that would anger a lot of people. And I don't think they're going to change that in this update. Again, I still think Andy is going to be a really good choice. So, I don't think there's going to be too much of a difference there. Let's get our cauldron before I forget, by the way. But yeah, a lot of stuff to take in, definitely, and I'm really, really surprised that they're going to house 6 dragons in these habitats. I know I keep mentioning it today, but I'm really surprised that they're all going to be fitting into the same size. I really want to see how it looks. Again, I already think that it's like at capacity, and I thought that they did, and that's why they never upgraded it, but apparently not. Apparently they're suddenly like, yeah, we're going to fit double the amount. You see this habitat right here? We're going to fit double the amount of dragons in this space. It's like when marketing people are like, you want this in this time frame? We'll do it in half that time, and better than you asked us to do it. It almost sounds like some weird marketing ploy. I'm not sure if I like it. But regardless, those are all of the questions and answers that they have gone through so far. I'm sure we may get some more in the next couple of days, but, you know, thank you to Razvan and Andras for taking the time to answer all of those. It really does help in, you know, making sense of the upcoming stuff when, you know, we got so much the other day. So, I hope that answers some more of your questions, but let me know what you think. Anything in particular stand out that you're like, oh my god, no, about? Because, I don't know, I'm still not sure about those breeding tokens. I'm really still not sure about those breeding tokens. But anyway, for now, thank you for joining me. I'll be back soon, and until next time, I'll see you then.